Cause I don't want to.
Say, Lil, you know you ain't living like that, man. You get a deal and you done turn to a... When you start doing all that, man, you know you ain't cut like that, man. You know TBG been your muscle, boy. And the same you talking about usually don't live in jail, wherever they at, man.
Just checkmate. Anybody who hate the youngin', fuck your old lady, fuck the newborn up in her stomach.
NBA Youngboy might have more beefs than any rapper in the game right now, and nearly all of them come with bodies behind them. From Baton Rouge to Chicago, from Compton to Memphis, his name rings in street politics everywhere. He's not just beefing with ops, he's got tension with entire cities, labels, and gangs. Quando, Rondo, Fredo Bang, Lil Durk, OTF, TBG, NLE Chopper. The list doesn't stop. Some started over disses, others straight. And the crazy part, most of these feuds are still active. Youngboy's locked in a war on every side, online, in the streets, and in courtrooms. This is the full breakdown of NBA Youngboy's many beefs and how every single one got deeper, and more dangerous with time. The Scotty Kane beef. Before NBA Youngboy was a global superstar, he was a teenager trying to make a name for himself in the cutthroat rap scene of Baton Rouge. In 2015, the city was a pressure cooker of talent and violence, and to get noticed, you had to be louder and more dangerous than everyone else. Youngboy found the perfect op in another local rapper, Scotty Kane. What followed was not a series of subliminal disses or subtle jabs, but a raw, unfiltered, song-for-song rap beef that put Youngboy on the map. This conflict became the blueprint for his entire career, establishing a pattern of using direct public confrontation to build his brand. The beef was pure spectacle, with both artists dropping tracks that contained explicit threats, blurring the line between entertainment and real-life danger for an audience that craved authenticity. Scotty Kane fired one of the most direct shots with his track NBA Smoke, where he left nothing to the imagination. Over a menacing beat, he rapped, "When I catch you, it's going to be a homicide." This wasn't just a bar, it was a public declaration of intent that captivated the local audience. Youngboy, never one to back down, responded in kind, dropping tracks that matched Kane's aggression and intensity. The back and forth escalated, with each song becoming more explicit and threatening than the last. For fans watching on YouTube and World Star Hip Hop, this was more real than anything else coming out of the city. It was a raw display of aggression that felt authentic and dangerous, and it worked. The views climbed into the millions, and suddenly everyone in Baton Rouge and beyond was talking about the teenage rapper who wasn't afraid to go to war on wax. NBA versus TBG. As Youngboy's fame grew, so did the stakes of his local rivalries. The beef with Scotty Kane was for clout, but the war that erupted between his Never Broke Again crew and Fredo Bang's Top Boy Gorillas, or TBG, was for blood. This conflict would escalate into one of the most violent and personal beefs in modern rap history, a war that would leave bodies in the streets and tear the city of Baton Rouge apart. The two crews had history, with Youngboy and TBG rapper G Money having grown up together before a falling out. The point of no return came on September 10th, 2017. G Money. He was shot and killed in the parking lot outside his recording studio, a brazen hit that sent shockwaves through the city. The streets immediately pointed fingers at NBA Youngboy's camp, and the police investigation soon followed the same trail. According to the arrest warrant for one of Youngboy's closest associates, the motive was a diss track. G Money had released a song containing derogatory lyrics about Youngboy's sister when he said it in an interview, also claiming the fame got to Youngboy's head.
There's nothing real major, like it ain't no real, I don't really have differences like that. It's just,
Not really. He mad about his sister too, though.
about his sister?
Yeah, I a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he mad about that. He wasn't really tripping on it back then, though, you know what I'm saying? He be calling me big brother and shit, you hear me? I guess he just let that fame and shit get to his head. Now he feel like he just knew whoever he supposed to be, whoever he called himself.
This statement turned this into a simmering street rivalry, into a deeply personal and violent feud. In June 2019, Youngboy's associate NBA Pap was arrested and later indicted on a second-degree murder charge for the of G Money. Investigators built their case on circumstantial evidence, including phone records that disproved Pap's alibi. He claimed he was in Hammond, Louisiana on the night of but cell tower data placed him in Baton Rouge. Furthermore, shell casings found at a separate location weeks later matched those recovered from G Money's scene, with police believing Pap had arranged for a weapon to be disposed of. For Fredo Bang, G-Money's was a devastating loss. He viewed G-Money as a brother, and he channeled his grief and rage into his music. He learned of the death while in jail himself and recalled crying until he couldn't make a sound. On tracks like Trust Issues, Fredo rapped about the paranoia and betrayal that defined the conflict, with lines like, "Might probably switch your side. That's a shame. I grew up with you," hinting at the deep-seated history between the two crews. The beef became the defining narrative of the Baton Rouge rap scene, with the violence even spilling over into other states during attempts on Youngboy's life. In a surprising turn of events, a fragile truce seemed to be called in late 2022 when Fredo Bang and NBA OG3, one of Youngboy's co-founders, appeared together to host a Christmas toy drive in their city. While the gesture suggested a de-escalation, the legal battle continued. In January 2023, NBA Pap accepted a plea deal for a lesser charge of accessory after the fact, maintaining his innocence but stating the plea was in his best interest. The tension remains, a fact made even clearer when G-Money's grave was desecrated in February 2024, leaving his family to once again pick up the pieces. The J. DeYoungin beef, another Louisiana beef that turned personal and ultimately tragic, was Youngboy's conflict with his rapper J. DeYoungin. The tension started in 2019 over a song. J. DeYoungin posted a preview of a track that featured an unauthorized verse from Youngboy. Youngboy, who protects his brand fiercely, immediately shut it down, commenting on the post, "Delete this shit, Ion, know how TF you even got my song, Ion fuck around like that." J. DeYoungin didn't take kindly to the public call-out. He responded on Instagram Live saying, "I don't give a fuck about that song. If you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with." From there, the beef escalated quickly. J. DeYoungin went for the jugular, claiming on social media that he had been involved with Janya Meshel, the mother of one of Youngboy's children. He dropped the diss track 38K, Facts, a clear shot at Youngboy's 38 Baby mixtape series. On the track, he rapped, "I'ma speak on all the facts and tell the shit just how it is. I'm in my bag, and niggas pissed, and plus he mad about a b," and went even further with the line, "I was laughing when your baby mama gagged all on my d."
I'm put a baby in you.
I'ma put in the seed right in your stomach. You be right where I be on 1800. Hey, yeah.
I was going to anger without it. Hold on, look.
I was looking at that lady.
Awesome.
He also took shots at Youngboy's artist Quando Rondo, tweeting, "Condo you my son far you begged me for a feature damn near 2 years straight." Youngboy's affiliate, Baby Joe, fired back on Twitter, posting the screenshot of Youngboy telling Jay to delete the song and a clip of Jay getting his chain snatched with the caption, "I know y'all ain't forget this." The beef continued to simmer until July 2022 when J. DeYoungin was shot in his hometown. In the aftermath, many of Youngboy's fans took to social media to celebrate his death, a grim reflection of how deeply the online beef had resonated with their respective fan bases. The war against OTF, the beef between NBA Youngboy and Chicago's Lil Durk, didn't start over a record deal or a stolen feature. It was ignited by a fistfight and a fatal shooting in Atlanta that claimed the life of one of drill music's biggest stars. On November 6, 2020, outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge, a simmering tension between King Von, Lil Durk's right-hand man, and Quando Rondo, Youngboy's artist, exploded into violence. According to reports and surveillance footage, the altercation began when King Von and his OTF crew aggressively approached Quando Rondo and his entourage. Von was seen throwing punches at Quando, escalating the confrontation in a matter of seconds. In the chaos that followed, Lul Tim, a member of Quando's crew, pulled out a firearm and opened fire, fatally wounding King Von. The claim from Quando's camp was clear. It was an act of self-defense. In the streets, however, self-defense is rarely the end of the story. It's often the beginning of a war. The incident immediately drew a line in the sand between two of the most powerful crews in street rap, Lil Durk's Only the Family, OTF, and Youngboy's Never Broke Again. The conflict transformed from a local dispute into a national proxy war, fought primarily through a series of vicious and deeply personal diss tracks. Quando Rondo fired the first musical shot just 2 weeks after the incident with his song End of Story, where he defended Lul Tim's actions. On his track Bring the Hook, Youngboy made it clear where he stood. He took direct aim at Lil Durk's home turf, rapping, This that Squid Game, old block pack get rolled up. What they told us, Atlanta boy get fold up. Dirk, who was already dealing with immense pressure from fans to slide for Von, fired back with his own track, Ah Ha. He directly addressed the situation, rapping, "Niggas acting like they really like that since my Brody died, Von," and even took a shot at Youngboy's ex-girlfriend, Jania Meshel, with the line, "I told Von to leave that alone, she post on OnlyFans." The back and forth culminated in Youngboy's I Hate Youngboy, a scorched earth assault on Lil Durk and anyone associated with him. He dissed Durk's fiancée, India Royale. He called me a bitch, that's India, that be your hoe. Mocked the death of King Von, dissing me, mad about his homie, and called out industry heavyweights who had collaborated with Durk, including Gucci Mane and Lil Baby.
This him right here. Ask y'all Jules about this. This the little brother.
The conflict became a national spectacle, fueled by millions of fans online. The artists themselves took to social media, trading threats by spelling out messages with bundles of cash. Youngboy spelled out, "You is gonna die," while Durk replied, "Hurry y'all up," sparking a viral money challenge. In May 2023, reports surfaced that the two had squashed their beef, a claim Lil Durk appeared to confirm. However, just days later, Youngboy announced he would be dropping a new mixtape on the same day as Durk's upcoming album, a clear sign that the war was far from over. For NBA Youngboy, the lines between street alliances and industry relationships are non-existent. His approach to collaborations is governed by the same strict zero-sum code of loyalty that dictates his life in Baton Rouge. There is no middle ground. You are either with him or you are against him. This rigid worldview has led to a series of explosive beefs with some of the biggest names in rap, turning potential allies into sworn enemies over perceived slights and broken allegiances. The Kodak Black saga, the relationship between NBA Youngboy and Florida rapper Kodak Black, has been a roller coaster of collaboration, betrayal, and temporary truces. The two initially worked together, but the alliance soured in 2017 when Kodak appeared to diss Youngboy on his song Time Never Mattered. The beef reached its most critical flashpoint when Kodak, while incarcerated, accused Youngboy of fully cooperating with the police after his then-girlfriend Yaya Mayweather was arrested for stabbing LaPatra Jacobs, the mother of one of Youngboy's children. In the street world, being labeled a snitch is the ultimate violation. Youngboy, also behind bars at the time, was furious. He went on Instagram Live to fire back. The beef simmered for years, but in a move that showcased the unpredictable nature of their relationship, the two rappers appeared to squash their beef via a friendly FaceTime call in January 2023, where they were seen laughing and discussing food orders. The peace, however, was short-lived.
You know what I'm saying? He popped out with your boy OG 33 from the NBA game, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Everybody know a little something about the history between G-Money and...
Just a few months later, Kodak was back to dissing Youngboy on an unreleased track, reportedly taking shots at him for linking up with one of Kodak's ex-girlfriends, rapping, "There go that man again giving people herpes." The NLE Choppa conflict. The beef between NBA Youngboy and Memphis rapper NLE Choppa was born from the internet. As two of the most energetic and popular young rappers in the game, fans constantly compared them. While Choppa initially had good things to say about Youngboy, that all changed when he collaborated with Fredo Bang, Youngboy's sworn enemy. In Youngboy's world, working with an op is the same as declaring yourself an op. The conflict quickly moved from the internet to the real world. First, there was a reported altercation between NLE Choppa's crew and Quando Rondo at a club in June 2019. Choppa claimed Rondo threw a bottle and hid behind security, while Rondo denied it and posted DMs showing Choppa trying to squash their fake beef. Then, in January 2022, Choppa got into a physical fight with an alleged NBA Youngboy fan at LAX airport. The fan approached Choppa asking, "Are you NLE? I asked you mad times," before the scuffle broke out. Choppa later claimed he slipped in his flip-flops while throwing a punch. The beef had now become physical, and a lyrical response from Youngboy was inevitable. He delivered it on the track "Know Like I Know," where he sent direct threats to Choppa, cementing their status as rivals. The Boozy Badazz fallout. One of Youngboy's most surprising fallouts was with Baton Rouge legend Boosie Badazz. For years, Boosie acted as a mentor figure to Youngboy, with the two even teasing a joint album. However, the relationship fractured in 2022 when Youngboy took a shot at him on the track I Hate Youngboy, rapping, "Feel like Boosie don't even like me. Don't call my phone." Boosie responded with his own track, "I don't call phones, I call shots." On the song, he rapped, "If you felt that way, why you ain't call me on my phone number? You know you wrong, clearing all these in his songs. Don't go clear and song, but fake it like you a knuck a dog." In an interview, Boosie explained that he dropped the diss track because he didn't want to kill him.
Because I don't want to kill him.
The real issue stemmed from Youngboy refusing to clear songs for their collaborative project, while clearing features for other artists. Boosie said the move hurt his feelings, and as of early 2024, the two have a mutual understanding not to speak about each other. The Young Gene Ace and Julio Fulio confrontation. Youngboy's beefs even extended to the deadly Jacksonville rap scene. Initially, Youngboy and Young Gene Ace were on good terms, with Youngboy even reaching out to Ace while he was in the hospital after being shot. They later collaborated on the track Wanted. However, things took a turn when unreleased Youngboy tracks with the hashtag Fulio diss were leaked online, aimed at Ace's rival Julio Fulio. This led to a real-life confrontation. According to Fulio, he and his crew ran up on Youngboy at a hotel in Jacksonville. A woman that Youngboy was with allegedly gave Fulio his room number, leading to Fulio and his crew confronting Youngboy at his door. After the incident, the two rappers texted back and forth, with Youngboy reportedly feeling played by the situation. Drake and J. Cole. Youngboy's uncompromising stance on loyalty eventually led him to call out two of the biggest names in the entire music industry, Drake and J. Cole. The issue wasn't personal animosity, but rather a consequence of their affiliation with his #1 op, Lil Durk. On his 2023 track, Fuck the Industry Part 2, Youngboy laid out his grievances. He claimed that he had spoken to Drake over FaceTime, but the conversation went sour when Drake admitted he couldn't work with him because of his relationship with Durk. Youngboy's response on the track was blunt. "Talked to Drake cross FaceTime. He wasn't feeling me. Told me that he with Durk. Damn, that shit getting to me. So when we cross our ways, fuck what you say, you my enemy." He then turned his attention to J. Cole, who had also collaborated with Lil Durk. According to Youngboy, Cole had agreed to a feature, but then went silent, a move Youngboy interpreted as a slight, especially after Youngboy had reportedly left Cole waiting in a studio for 8 hours for a session that never happened in 2021. He rapped, "Jay a hoe, that nigga played it cold like he was gonna do a feature. So I texted his line, a muscle sign, I swear it's gonna be nice to meet you." If you like this video, click on a video on either side to watch a video similar to this one.